Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and here's what's made news this week. YCS results from 2 YCSs this past weekend confirm that good players win events. The set list for Maze of the Masters has shown us the short print money grab reprint for this month. A new selection pack is bringing Blue Eyes to Master Duel, just in time to let the boy in blue dominate the year just like Snake Eyes did. And you were upset that it's ending, so Konami's listened. The anniversary must go on. Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. And welcome to March, because holy shit, it's the third month of the year already. We've got plenty to expect this month, and by that I mean 4 YCSs and 1 core set. Maze of the Master will release in a week's time from the release of this video, and has had its full set list revealed thanks to Konami's chosen content creators. I'll go over that shortly, but first let's take a look at some YCSs. In terms of upcoming ones, we've got the Team YCS Las Vegas to take place on the weekend of the 15th and the 16th, and YCS Buenos Aires on the weekend of the 29th and the 30th. And if anyone employed at Konami has a singular brain cell, they can probably follow the play they did with the last ban list and reveal it at another one, meaning if we're going to get a ban list this month, you can probably expect it at the Team YCS Las Vegas. Now, I don't know if it's anything that's wanted, I don't know if it's anything that's needed, I don't know if it's anything that's truly expected, but the fact is it is approaching, and its inevitability is much like Yu-Gi-Oh! Players' inevitability to lose their minds and go feral if we go too long without it, meaning get those horse and vomit emojis ready for the Team YCS, and until then we can take a look at the 2 YCSs that took place this past weekend. YCS Sydney was held down under, and by down under I mean under the sea, and by under the sea I mean below the equator, where 896 players faced off against Australian stereotypes and the current format to win the title of champion and a vanilla prize card. Top 32 looks incredibly similar to every other event I've looked at this past year, and by this past year I mean past 3 months, that being Ryziel and Malice making up at least half the pie chart or more, a smattering of other decks including Mitsurugi, which is just super secret Ryziel in disguise. Blue Eyes got a whopping 3 spots in the top 32, showing the meta viability and inevitability that the world champion deck has to just be the strongest there ever was, with other notable tops including of course one-ofs like Mermail, White Forest, and Phantom Knight? Garnet.deck topped an event in 2025? They played a Fiendsmith and a Horus engine, along with some Bestials as well in a 48-card main deck. Yeah, that sounds like the single most Phantom Knight shit I've ever seen in my life. Thank God we didn't need to play the BA package anymore. I just really hated drawing those stupid Graphins. Sir? Anyways, congrats to them for topping with it, and of course for Phantom Knights in general for continuing to exist. I still remember you, even if you're always just overhyped and underperforming. And as you follow Top Cut, you'll see Earth's mightiest Crystron player making it through to top 8. If you're interested in what it is Crystron does and how it's utilizing new support that has propelled a deck that can now top events, no, you're not, and I'm not discussing it. The biggest shakeup beyond that was, of course, that Malice overtook Ryziel pretty dominantly in terms of Top Cut, much more so than any other event, and that's simply because Australians are a hardy bunch who deal with bullshit like the newly discovered spider with copious amounts of venom, and that's a quote, copious amounts of venom, that they called Big Boy. Sure, man. Yeah, no, why call that Big Boy? Why not? Why not put that on Earth, and why not live near it constantly? That just makes sense. When you're worried about that shit on the walk home, Malice boards at locals really don't seem that disturbing, or at least that's what I can assume. Congrats go to Freddie Camel for winning with Ryziel, because it doesn't matter how many Malice decks topped, you're not beating the robots. An overwhelming anime girl can never stand up to the sheer power of the furry equivalent of a combustion engine that is the Ryziel deck. Congrats to him for winning the just shy of 900 person event, even if apparently there was less of a crowd this time around to follow around and applaud the event. My man on the field, Jeff Dunham, and by that I mean my buddy Fiery Dance, who you might recognize as the designer of some of the logos from many YouTubers' various channels and series. Pretty damn good work. Give him a check out if you would. was at the event and told me that there was much less excitement and a crowd during the finals of the match as compared to previous years. Now, that could simply be because that this wasn't a streamed event and there's just less hype going around, or maybe everyone was just rushing home to avoid fucking Big Boy. Why did they call it that? Who knows? Either way, Yu-Gi-Oh's safe or it's dying, whichever one you prefer to be real. You can comment and just, shit doesn't matter, just say what you want to be real and operate like everyone else has to live in that truth too. And then there's of course Team YCS San Salvador, which was the Purple Pants Sweat Show Tryhard Nation, according to the haters, or an absolute all-star competitive player for the Fanboy Super Show for the fans. So comment below which one you are. The full list of players who have won events and topped consistently that were playing at this event is truly insane. I'm talking Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight and Benito Mussolini and the Blue Meanie and Cowboy Curtis and John B. the Genie, Robocop, Terminator, Captain Kirk, Darth Vader, Low Pants Superman, every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston, Theodore Logan, Spock the Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan, all making tops at this event. Raziel was, to no shock, incredibly dominant, taking up half of top cut, even with 7 decks currently unknown at the time of my filming. And it's another incredibly light showing from Blue Eyes. Safe to say that Blue Eyes is not quite the dominant threat of this exact format, but a ban list could of course shake things up for Blue Eyes diehards and copium addicts alike. Then the best players playing the best deck isn't exactly news, so I'm just going to focus on the Dragon deck for a minute. Congratulations go to the winning team. Look back at him, with Cameron Neal, Christian Urena, and Kamal Crooks for winning with Raziel deck and 2 mermails of their team. That's right, it's great news for me, since technically my pet deck has won an event for the first time in a very long time, over a decade, and the single Raziel win means that I can continue to say Robots won and repeat my comment from before of what else do you expect for the format we're in. Did I say that joke the first time round? I have no idea if I did, but I read the second part like I did, so thumbs up me. And of course, Maze of the Master has had its full set revealed as mentioned, bringing to the TCG cards from Animation Chronicle 2024 in the OCG, as well as the OCG's Light Duelist pack, meaning there's like 12 new things going on in this set. The ABC XYZ Fusion cards are in it, new Trick Stars, new Galaxy Tachyon, new Performage, new Clear cards from GX, the Allure Queen cards, and various odds and sods of support for things like Ancient Gear or Sharks. So if you're psyched to pay way more money than anyone ever should to play a modern ABC deck that's still not good enough to beat Raziel, this is the set for you. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself preemptively to mentally prepare myself for seeing prices that I don't want to be there for an underwhelming deck. But that's not all. There's also, of course, the new Odeon/Apophis cards, or whatever they'll be called collectively by the community. I think it's Odeon so far. It's a promising deck with potential to join the ranks of countless TCG decks that could be good, just like I could have won that duel if instead of my opening hand being a brick, I had opened full combo, and if instead of having hand traps, you had bricked, and also if I had won that game instead of losing it. It's not copium, it's just desperation for the TCG to give us something good instead of just promising before inevitable disappointment. You can of course see my coverage of the new cards in the new card report, where I only talk mildly fast and am mildly annoyed at having to have re-recorded the entirety of it due to technical issues and me being an idiot. There's a possibility that they'll play well with Argo Stars in a competitive sense, and there's also a chance that the Perulio reprint will of course be easily accessible and affordable, because that little critter is the ultra rare money grab card of the set, which suggests it won't be in Stampede after, the fact that it's in this, but then again after the Megatins followed by Bonanza, who really knows what Konami's printing strategies are. The Jellyfish is the main reprint of note, but if you're wanting a cheap Sword Soul deck after playing it for free on Master Duel, you can now get Peasant Rares for just about the entire deck, because a Silver Prant Chichao simply cannot negate anything that's a super rare or above, according to me. This is comedic because my friend Mark just bought Asian English versions of Sword Soul cards to cheap out on them, and now if he had just waited, he would have got them legally to play at tournaments instead. So he calls it anti-Mark bias, I call it divine comedy. And someone will call that Dante and then make a Burning Abyss joke. There's also reprints that just get really weird in the set as well, like Atlantean Marksman and Heavy Infantry, so you're not hoping to grab a Structure Deck print or an Astral Pack 8 print from like 10 years ago. And there's also like 8 Gladiator Beast cards in here, including things like Heraklinos and Rediari, 2 Thunder Dragons with Dark and Roar, and a singular copy of Twilight Sworn
Lumina.
and not a single other Twilight Sworn or Light Sworn. The fuck is she doing here? Who in this set did she know that she felt the need to invite herself? Why is it here? And to be clear, a number of these reprints are very solid, especially for formats like Edison, or if you're wanting to play Mermail without, popping back a decade for prints of cards. I'm just confused by the very schizophrenic nature of the set list. With only 6 secret rares of note as well, I don't expect any of them to be super cheap on the secondhand market, least of all the thing like 7th Tachyon, which I'd like to play for Sharks, but as I understand it is playable in Rizio, therefore I can get fucked brokey. There's also 2 secret rare Galaxy cards, so they know which deck they expect to be the most popular, which is great news for Trickstar players, since everything you're getting is going to be cheap as hell, and terrible for fans of Dragon Deck number 412. Rip to Galaxy fans. This set will release on March 14th, which is 1 week from today as I release this video. 7 cards per pack, 1 foil, and 6 rares per pack, and a set with 112 cards total. 21 supers, 13 ultras, 6 secrets. What was it that had the whole "may the odds be ever in your favor" quote? I have no idea what I'm pulling from, but I'm going to reference it now for anyone buying this set and hoping to get good cards from it, because the one thing I have seen that I can truly reference comfortably is, of course, Taken, starring Liam Neeson from 2011 or whatever, where that one guy said, "Good luck." And in some Master Duel news, because you simply haven't heard enough about the deck as of late, Blue Eyes has received new support in the selection pack that is dropping yesterday. The Ultimate Sparkle is a stupid-ass name for a selection pack, in my opinion, and apparently the name of some anime gacha game or whatever, because I Google searched the Ultimate Sparkle and didn't only get this selection pack, I got some nonsense that I wasn't expecting. That's not quite as bad as the time I typed in tour guide into Google, expecting Google to give me a Yugipedia page for a 14-year-old trading card, and then was annoyed that Google had the audacity to give me like tour guides in and around my area because I just typed tour guide and no other information. You might think that it's on my responsibility and my fault, and it's on me for being mad at Google for such a simple thing, but the fact of the matter is Google search sucks donkey dick, and I'm justified to criticize and hate it. Still, with the introduction of Blue Eyes, we now also have the new ABC support, giving Master Duel players access to those cards before TCG players got it, so suck on that paper, players get owned. It's great news for fans of power crept decks, and of course people who hate having extra UR dust, because this is new support from a selection pack and you know that it's going to cost way more than you'd like it to. Will this break open the Snake Eye Azumina White Forest meta? Not even a little bit, no. You think ABC is going to change this shit? At least ABC can better compete with Blue Eyes, which can also better compete with ABC. I mean, Blue Eyes is going to do a little bit better, I expect. But hey, now maybe now they'll get it a gold finally. Baby steps, right? And last up for this week is the best news we've had all year. With 2025 being the final year celebrating the quarter-century secret rares and 25th anniversary, the 3-year anniversary of this game's 25th anniversary is coming to an end. And now we can't have the number 25 everywhere like it has been for the last 3 years. But that's wrong, because Konami is proud to celebrate another 25th anniversary. This one of the animation. So that means we can celebrate the animation, the manga, the OCG debut, the TCG debut, and that time a Konami executive painted their fucking microwave. Why not? We'll celebrate the 25th anniversary of anything, and we'll celebrate the 25th anniversary right up until the 30th, because it never dies. That's all there is for the rest of time, the 25th anniversary. That's all we have for today, folks. I'm not reading the last joke because I think it sucks. So that wraps it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Craig Fee. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you liked it. Hit like if you liked it. Hit comment and type word if you liked it. Or don't. You're a free person. Do as you will. Either way, if you don't do any of those things, you won't be impressing your smoking Italian wife, so you know what to do. And that's what I ask of you, true duelist. I'm talking Gandalf the Grey, and Gandalf the White, and Monty Python, and the Holy Grail's Black Knight, and Benito Mussolini, and the Blue Meanie, and Cowboy Curtis, and Zombie the Genie, Robocop, Terminator, Captain Kirk, Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman, every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston, Theodore Logan, Spock the Rock, and... Oh no, I fucked up.